Yeah, good afternoon. I am Rajendra here. Welcome to technical session. So, next morning session we had discussed on inheritance concepts and interfaces. So, we will continue from morning session now. So, next one of the interview questions, that is what is buffer reader. This is asked in the previous interview panel. Actually, buffer reader, it is those who keep Java technical skills in their resume, this question will be asked. Actually, buffer reader is a predefined class and which is defined in input output package. I repeat, buffer reader is a predefined class which is defined in which is defined in java.io package, input output package. Before writing this class, we must import the package, that is java.io package. And buffer reader is used to read the data from the keyboard input stream like keyboard, and it contains some predefined methods like read line, read. These are the methods are available to read the data from the keyboard, and which reads the data in the form of the strings, while we are reading the data. If you want to store into the variable like integer and a double, it must be typecasted. Typecasting means converting from one data type into another data type. I repeat, converting from one data type to another data type is called typecasting. We will see how this buffer reader class is used in our program. I will write one simple program so that you can understand here. Just look at this. Before calling this one, import java.io buffer reader. It must be included. Import java.io input stream reader. I cannot use only one buffer reader class. It is followed by input stream reader also. Input stream reader class. These both are the predefined class and which is defined in java.io package, input output packages. So, whenever we are using this buffer reader class, and another class also will be included, that is java.io exception. Okay. Instead of writing these three statements, we can write in a single statement, that is like this. Also we can write import java.io.star semicolon. Okay. Means these three, or whatever the classes are available in the IO package, all the classes will be available into the current class. That is the meaning of the dot star. Class space demo. So, I will write here a main method, void main, so before writing this one, IO exception also throws, it must be throws IO exception. So, I will decrease the font style, it is not at all fitting into the. So, right now it is 22, let me 20. Next, static void main, I am creating the object for the buffer reader. this is a BR is a reference variable. You can write in any reference variable. I am writing next statement equal to new buffered reader. Okay, here I am writing the next because of this space problem I am writing the next line, new input stream reader of system.in. Okay, two parentheses. Okay, the meaning of this one is, why we are writing the two objects here means, in input stream reader only I can connect to the keyboard. Okay, in the one parameters constructor is there in the input stream reader class. Okay, it which expects a system.input as a parameter. Okay, that is why we are writing the system.in, and more the meaning of this one is, it is connecting to the attaching to the keyboard. I cannot attach in the buffer reader class, it can be done in the input stream reader only. Next, once it is connected to the keyboard, now I can write here int a equal to integer dot parse int, it is a typecasting into the integer br dot readline. Okay, because in view of the readline method only we are writing the throws exception here. We are writing the throws exception here because readline method always throws one exception. So, to handle this one we are writing the throws keyword IO exception. What is the name of the exception means, exception nothing but one type of error, one kind of error which will be thrown. So, we need to handle this one, that is why I am writing IO exception. Next, first readline method, the what does readline method means, which reads the data from the keyboard which is available in the input stream buffer reader class object. So, I am calling this method with respect to BR reference variable. Next, this time I want to read the float b equal to float dot parse float. Here in the first step I want to read the input integer from the keyboard. It is read in the form of the string, and it will be later it will be converted into the integer because of the integer dot parse int. So, here also br dot readline. It is just like a scanf method in function in C language. Next, string name. Okay, yes, simple I am writing br dot readline. Okay, this is the usage of the buffer reader class. Okay, first buffer reader is a predefined class, okay, and which is defined in java.io package. So, buffer reader which contain the predefined methods, built-in methods, those are readline, read methods. By using these methods we can read the data from the keyboard. Okay, readline method by default it takes the input as a string. Okay, so that if the left hand side is an integer variable, we need to convert into the, we need to typecast into the integer data type, that is parse int, integer dot parse int. Okay, integer is a predefined class. So, and parse int is a static method, that is the reason we are calling with respect to class name. So, next float here, float I am reading the float from the keyboard. So, it is typecasted into float data type. Next, here I am not at all typecasting because readline method by default takes it is as string. So, no need to typecast here because left hand side is string only. This is the use of the buffer reader class. Hope you understood these class usages. These are the buffer reader questions. You need to answer that. It is a predefined class which is defined in IO package, java.io package, which you use to read the data from the keyboard. Next question is, what is binding? There are so many types of the bindings are available. What is binding means? Binding is a method call. Okay, whenever the method is called, that corresponding function code will be, that function definition is binded, okay, at the place of the that method call. There are two types of the binding. One is static binding, second one is runtime binding or dynamic binding. Now we will see what is static and what is dynamic binding. So here encapsulation is one kind of the binding. How it is binding means that all the methods and its properties are combined together to form a single unit. Okay, this concept, this mechanism is called as encapsulation. Okay, it is also internally it is binding mechanism is involved, because the properties nothing but a instance variables, and all the variables are called properties. Methods means functions, okay, are combined together to form a single unit. Okay, this concept is known as the encapsulation. Binding means, what are the binding here? That the properties and methods are binding together. Okay, right. Binding encapsulation is done in Java, that is fully encapsulated. In Java only it is possible. In C++ it is not fully encapsulated. It is only partially encapsulated in C++, because we write the main method outside of its class. So I cannot say that it is fully encapsulated, but whereas in the Java it is fully encapsulated. So now we see here the static binding. Now what is static binding means? Binding is a method call to its corresponding function definition at compile time is called static binding. What is the example of the static binding means? That is, method overloading is an example of static binding. Method overloading is an example of the static binding. So binding, this what is a binding means? Whenever we are calling any function, I will see this one example I will show you here, so that you can understand. Int a int c equal to int a comma int b c equal to a plus b. Excuse me. System.out.println public void add double a comma double b double c equal to a plus b. System dot out.println. So these are the method overloading concept I am writing. So next I am going to another class, static binding, public static void main. Another class I am writing, string arc. So first of all we need to create the object for the above class, that is what is the class name here, bind. Bind reference variable equal to new bind. One object is created here. Whenever new is involved, one object is created. So that object is here, the ref is the reference to that object, runtime object. So now we can call that method with respect to through this reference variable add of 2 comma 3, add 2, only one parameter we have written, right, add 2. Next reference variable add double, we wrote double 1.5 comma 2.5 or 2.0. Here look here, this is the method call. Whenever this method is called, the code inside this one is binded at the place of the function call. This is the code. Okay. So every instruction will contain some address. Okay. That address is, so whenever this address is happened, means that the program, that method will be binded here. So now the 2 will be copied to A, and remaining C equal to 2 plus 3, that is 5. So now we will get the output here. Means if you are writing the output, yes, system.out.println 5 is displayed on the screen. Reference dot add 1.5 comma 2.0, this is also a method call. It is a method call. These two are the method calls. Okay. Now the binding function method definition is binded here, and then add method will be executed. First it is binded here, next this add method will be executed. So this is nothing but a static binding, means before executing it will be done. Before executing the program, at the time of the compilation time, this binding is possible. That is the reason we are saying that it is a static binding or early binding also we can call. So this is the example. When type of the object is determined at compilation time, it is known as the static binding. If there is any private or final or static method in a class, there is a static binding. Remember that if you are writing any final or static method in a class, then we can say that it is a static binding will be happened. Next another question you are going to be asked, that is the difference between the C, C++ and Java. It is very common questions, it is going to be asked, that is C, C++, Java. It is very simple. C language is a structure programming language, whereas the C++ is a both. It supports a structure oriented as well as the objective oriented programming language, but Java is a purely object oriented language. This is the first point. I repeat, C is a only structure oriented language or procedure oriented language or modular language, but whereas in the C++, C++ supports the structure as well as the object oriented language. Java means it does not support structure oriented, it supports only object oriented programming language, purely object oriented programming language. Next, next difference in C language, memory allocation and deallocation is taken care by the user. Okay. In C++ supports automatic memory as well as the by the user also. In Java, automatic memory allocation. Next, here C is less secured and C++ is secured compared to C language, but Java is highly secured. And another difference in C language is C language is a platform dependent language. C++ is also a platform dependent language, whereas Java is a platform independent language. Platform independent means writing once and execute in any operating system is called platform independent. Okay. Writing in one operating system, that project and software can be executed in any operating system is called platform independent. Though C and C++ also, it is highly portable. Portable means it is also supports, but only thing is we need to recompile that program. We need to recompile that program. For example, I am writing in Windows operating system C language, okay, in particular processor. So while I am giving to the client, a client should be executed, it should be run in the same environment, same platform, that is Windows only. So if client wants to execute and install in some other operating system, so it does not execute. So what we have to do, that how to solve this problem is we need to recompile that same program. We need to recompile in that particular operating system. Example, if you want to client wants to execute in Linux operating system, that program should be recompiled in Linux operating system, then only it can be executed. This is a problem in C and C++, but Java it is overcome. If you write in the Windows operating system, do not worry, it will be executed in any operating system. Okay. Because of this feature only, Java widely popular in the software world. Next question is, what is database? What is database? Okay. Database is a organized collection of data. Organized collection of data. Okay. It is a collection of schemas, tables, queries, reports, views and other objects are called database. And database refers to a set of related data and the way it is organized. This is the definition of the database. So if you want to store any data, first of all we need to use the database, we need to design the database and we need to connect to the application and the database. Then only whatever you enter the data from the keyboard or any source, that will be stored into the database. If you are not using the database, means once the program is executed fully, the previous data will be lost, because it is stored in a RAM memory. It is stored in a RAM memory. To avoid to persist the data, we have to go for the database. How data is stored in database? How data is stored in database? So actually, what is the form it is stored in the database? Means data is stored in the form by rows and an ordered storage and unordered storage based on input type. And one more thing in database concept, you may be asked these commands, what are the commands in database? These are the DDL, DML and TCL, these are the commands are available. In DDL, create, drop, rename are the example for the DDL, data definition language. DDL means. Next show DML. DML means insert, update and delete, select, order. These are the commands which are available in the data manipulation language, nothing but a DML. It is also known as the DML commands. You should have you should remember these commands in at least nobody will ask you the full syntax and writing the database designing. At least you need to tell the commands. And TCL commands, okay. Commit, rollback, save point, grant, revoke, these are the examples of the TCL commands which are available in the TCL commands. And it is other question, not a part of the technical. One more, that is what is that, describe the difference between microprocessor and microcontroller, because both functions have the same functions. A microprocessor does not have any storage device. These are the contrast, and whereas the microcontroller which have its own internal storage device. This is the main difference between the microprocessor and the microcontrollers. Next we go for the what are the types of the operating system. On what is the latest operating system? How do you tell? Latest operating system in Windows is Windows 10. Windows 10 is the latest operating system, and that is also one of the question which was asked. What is the latest operating system you are using? Means Windows 10 is the latest operating system right now we are using. Types of the operating systems. There are different types we are using. Windows operating system, Linux and Mac OS, these are the types. And coming to the networks, on different types of networks, that is LAN, WAN, MAN. These are the three types of networks are available. Local area network, second one is wide area network, third one is metropolitan area network. And these are the and we will go for some other concepts. So, what is definition of the computers, and other previous questions also. Now I am opening those questions, okay, which we gathered from the Gemini interview pattern questions. Now we are discussing on that one. So what is software? Software is a collection of the programs or instructions is called software. Software means a computer instructions or data that can be stored electronically is a software. Next, what is RAM, ROM, EEPROM? RAM is a random access memory. Okay. So, RAM is very it is also called as primary memory. primary memory. So, whenever you are switching on your system, all the programs and all the applications are loaded into the RAM, okay, because execution and memory is allocated first in RAM only. Any program you are executing means those memories, those applications are executed in a RAM memory only. So, based on that RAM performance only, our system speed also will depends on the RAM speed also. So, now we will see this one. So, RAM is a random access memory. It is a place in a computing device where the operating system and application programs and data in current use are kept, means that that will be stored. So, they can be quickly reached by the device processor. And you need to understand that RAM memory is temporary memory area. So, once the data is stored in this one, once you switch off your system, all the data will be lost from the RAM. So, how do you persist the data? Means we need to store into the read only memory. Okay, read only memory means hard disk or any disk storage disks are available in the ROM. RAM stands for random access memory. It is only temporary memory area. RAM is much faster to read from and write to other than kinds of storage in a computer, such as third disk drive and solid state drive, optical drive. These are the storage devices which are we can take the data. Data remains in RAM as long as the computer is running. Okay. The meaning of this one is the data remains in RAM memory. It is once it is as long as the computer is running only. Once you switch off your computer or your system, all the data is going to be lost. All the data is going to be lost because it is temporary memory area RAM. So, that is what that is the meaning of this statement, that is data remains in RAM as long as the computer is running. Okay. When the computer is turned off, the data which are kept in all the data loses from the RAM. When the computer is turned again, the OS and other files are once again is loaded into the RAM. Okay. Once you switch on your system, the OS, okay, along with the application files will be loaded once again. Okay. That is a functionality of the RAM. Where these applications will be loaded from, what is the destination means, it is HDD, hard disk drive. From the hard disk drive into RAM will be loaded, then it will be executed. Next we go for the read only memory. I repeat, read only memory, that is RAM. Okay. Once data has been written onto a RAM chip, it cannot be removed because it is permanent. Once the data is written into the RAM chip, it cannot be removed. ROM retains contents where even the computer is switched off. Okay. The meaning of this one is, even you turn off your system also, the data will not be lost from the RAM because it is stored in a hard disk. So, it will not be removed from the RAM. But whereas in the RAM, all the data will be lost once you switch off your system. Next we go for the EPROM. Okay. It is also called as EROM, means erasable programmable read only memory. That is the meaning of the full form of the EPROM. erasable, programmable, erasable program read only memory is a type of, it is one kind of memory chip, okay, that retains the data when the power supply is switched off. Next, computer memory that can retrieve stored data after power supply has been turned off and back on is called non-volatile. Next, another important question is also there, what is OS? OS means operating system, okay. Every system, it needs one operating system. Without operating system, systems cannot be executed, we cannot switch it on also, okay. If the operating system is only, then only system will be performance, functions will come, okay. If it is operating system is not installed in your system, so we won't run the computer. Hardware, operating system operating system is a software, one kind of software. So, runs on a computer. Every computer must have operating system to execute the other programs and applications. Other programs means, now I am opening on MS Word or MS Office, it is also one application, okay. Now, morning time we have written C programs or Java programs, means it needs one operating system to execute those programs. Without operating system, I cannot execute any programs, I cannot run any IDE, okay. Operating system is a mandatory software for every computer. Yeah, what are the tasks will be done by the operating system? What is the task will be done by the operating system means, the main basic tasks of operating system is which recognize the input from the keyboard, and handovers to the, and sending output to the display screen, Next, another task of the operating system is keeping track of files and directories on the disks, and controlling the peripheral devices such as printers. All these comes under the peripherals of the operating systems. These are the main functions of the operating system. Next, input and output devices. I think you are seeing here the input output devices means, keyboard, okay. Whatever the input we are taking from the that is called input devices, okay. And output devices means monitor and printer are the examples of the output devices. What is the functionality of the input devices means? Yeah, input devices sends information to a computer, and input device sends information to a computer system for processing, and an output devices reproduce or displays the result or output of that processing. Once it is processed, that output device will display the result on the screen, that is a input and output devices. And depending on the interaction, a device can be both referred to as an input and output devices. So, what do you know about MS Office and its applications? This is also very frequently asked questions from the every interview. This is one of the most common questions which is being asked in the interviews. What is MS Office and its applications? And MS Office is an it's a office suite of the Microsoft Corporation. Microsoft Corporation is a collection of the applications and servers and services developed by the Microsoft Corporation, and its applications are MS Word, MS PowerPoint, Outlook, Excel and Access. MS Word, now we will see what is MS Word. MS Word, which is used to which we can write the documents, we can generate the documents, we can write the letters, and these are, it is useful for the MS Word. Okay. We can create the tables also in MS Word. Even we generate our resumes also will be done on in MS Word, Microsoft Word also. Okay. We cannot write in some other notepad, we use MS Word. Most of students or employees write their resumes in MS Word only, so that we can edit, we can add some information to our resumes, so that it is very simple, easy to write. And next, another feature, some features are there. One of the important feature is mail merge, in that is available in MS Office, MS Word. Mail merge means one concept can be sent to so many persons at a time. One concept or one letter, any content can be sent at a time, that is called mail merge. Okay. We are merging the mails, but before using the mail merge, we must write the addresses of the different contact persons names must be included into the addresses. That one box will appears, so that in that box we need to include all the addresses. So once you have written the letter, so that letter or content can be sent at a time to all the persons. No need to write several times for same content. If you have the same content is there to send to the different persons, so that mail merge is available in MS Word. Next, PowerPoint. In PowerPoint, it is used to presentation purpose point of view, we use the PowerPoint, and which contains the slides. Now I am also using the PowerPoint presentation. So our concepts are and our things can be represented in a pictorial manner by using the PowerPoint. So we can include some animations, and we do effects can be added in the PowerPoint slides. So theoretically, if I am seeing also, you can I am showing here, but you need to practice that one, then only you can understand properly about the PowerPoint presentation. I hope at the every academic year project is there in project demo also we represent our project in PowerPoint presentation only. Next, come to Outlook. Okay. So we know that every person have the different email IDs in different there, like Yahoo Mail and Gmail and some other personal company mail. So that all this can be integrated in one application, that is nothing but a Outlook. So no need to go for every time yahoo.com and gmail.com. In our mobile also we are integrating all the mobiles in our in one browser. Okay. That is called Outlook. Next, we go for Excel, Microsoft Excel. In Excel, we can prepare the charts. I will show you if there is any Excel is there. So, I am opening here. Okay. So, we can do the calculation, some mathematical calculations can be done here. Okay. And we can also insert the charts here. Okay. This is nothing but a charts. So, how percentage and charts can be represented here. So, this is charts, and we use mathematical calculations can be done in MS Excel, Microsoft Excel. So many features also available here. Here the sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3 up to 100 charts, 100 sheets can be included in a single Excel sheet. It's a collection of the Excel sheets called MS Excel. And next one is Access, MS Access. So, MS Access means is a database point of view. Data can be stored in the form of the tables in Access. Okay. So, it is very simple to create the tables by using the MS Access here. So, even if you do not have the database knowledge and like Oracle and some other things, here very graphical user interface, by using the GUI we can create the tables in MS Access. And one more thing is asked in MS Office, that is macro. What is macro? Okay. A macro is a series of commands. Macro is a series of commands and instructions, okay, that is a group together as a single command. Single command to accomplish a task automatically is nothing but a macro. So, if you want to do same kind of work every time, we use the macros. Okay, that is available in MS Office, in MS Word, all MS applications. Macro feature is available. So, what is the advantage of the macro is it saves the time and tasks you do often. Bundle the steps into a macro. In where it is available means in quick access toolbar, one macro button is available. If you click that one, automatically macro will be executed, but before calling that macro, you need to define that macro, what kind of work you would like to do. So that if you click that one, automatically the several same kind of work will be done automatically. For example, I want to every time I am copying from one sheet to another sheet, I am repeating the same thing. So, if you create if you define this macro, so that automatically it will done. So, time is saved by using the macros. It is available in the quick access toolbar. The macro button is available in quick access toolbar. So, these are the questions are frequently asked. So, if you have any phases also, you can mail me to this rajendra.apssdc@gmail.com. So, I can respond to mail your doubts. To this mail ID, I will respond to your doubts. Okay. And we will see other technical part. I think it is already we have finished some and some people are asking what is modularity. So, just I will explain about the what is the modularity definition. Means modularity means dividing one project into several small pieces, okay, that is called modularity. So, each module can be work independently without depending on other module. So, modularity means large or one project is divided into parts, those parts are called modules. Again those modules are divided into sub modules, are it is also known as the units. Again those units are divided into some small tasks, okay. This process, this mechanism is called modularity. This mechanism is called modularity. Just look here, here there is a one project is there, calculator, okay. I want to break down this project, okay. If I want to break down this project means I need to identify the what are the modules are involved in this project. So, I identified one module is, one is arithmetic and second one is trigonometric, third one is stats, okay. These are the modules are involved in the calculators. So, this is the modules. Again this module is divided into tasks or sub units, okay. In the arithmetical modules, what are the tasks are there, that is addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, these are all are the tasks can be available in arithmetic modules. Just look here that PPT, these are the tasks which are available in the arithmetic modules. So, definition of the modularity is many persons with different roles are involved in developing the projects, okay. So, the projects can be completed within the specific time, So, by using the modularity, the debugging becomes very simple. Debugging means wherever the rectifying the errors, we can rectify the errors very simple by using the modularity. And tomorrow's in next session we will see some programs and C language, or in if possible Java programs also, which are frequently asked programs, okay. Thank you all.